Hey guys, it's Namanara. I have new lighting, yeah, so hopefully new videos, more videos. And we've been practicing our live set. I had one issue though. I'm trying to plug in, I'm not trying, I've been using a guitar and a bass that goes through the same 4 pedals, so a pedal chain, into one preamp, line input on my interface. I have 2 preamps. One is for my pocket piano and a couple pedals, and then the other preamp is for, like I said, the guitar and the bass. Now, the problem is switching from the guitar and the bass, and sometimes I have to do it within a song. Now the issue is, when I'm playing guitar, I have to switch, to take off the guitar, to unplug the guitar, put on the bass, and plug in the bass. And then also I have to choose the signal chain within Ableton, because they both have their own chain of plugins. And yeah, that's a lot, so I want to cut that down, make it more simple. So I'm like, how do I do that? How do I combine 2 instruments into one signal path, and then have both of them be on, right? Or switch back and forth, but I want to be on all the time so I can just turn down the volume on the guitar, or the bass when it's not being used, but just not have to plug it in and out all the time. Also, when you do that, you have to make sure you don't go bzzz, so I would have to go mute on my MIDI controller. So taking all these extra shit out, when I'm playing live, I just want to think about being creative or being in the moment. I don't want to do technical shit, just as less as possible is good, right? So I started doing some research, and I found ABY pedals, ABY pedals, I don't know how people say it. First I got this mini one. It's by Rowin. It comes with the manual. Before, spoiler alert, I did not like this, and it's probably not the reason why you think it is. Alright, so it's very affordable. It's on Amazon right now. Actually, they might have taken this one away, but there's similar ones out there. So it has A, B, and C, although it's called ABY. So it's meant for 2 different types of uses. One is plugging in your guitar and splitting the signal out to 2 amps. And then you can either switch in between the first amp and the second, or if you do this little switch here, then you're supposed to combine the signal so both amps are on, or vice versa. You have 2 instruments, like I would need to do, going into one output. And for my purposes, I want the Y function. The problem is it just did not work. It didn't sound good at all. It was very noticeable, not subtle at all, just the signal loss and the tone coloring, and yeah, it's just unusable. So what I did notice though is the AB function. So I'm using my guitar, time for the bass, switch, now it's the bass. That actually did work, and it sounded decent. I would say it sounded about 85% there. Most people will not notice the difference, but I'm pretty anal about it. I am an audio engineer, so notice it pretty quickly, and personally I wouldn't be able to use it for what I'm trying to do. So I was like, okay, this wasn't for me, I'm gonna return it. First of all, ABY boxes in general are passive boxes, so you don't need power, although they have the power input, or some of them have batteries, or 9-volt battery, but they're only for the LEDs. So yeah, this one didn't work. I had a feeling the passive boxes all do that, but the reviews seem fine on all these different pedals. I looked into a bunch of different ones, and people are happy with them, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it another go. So I upgraded a bit and got this Electro Harmonix Switchblade Plus. I have a couple Electro Harmonix pedals. I love them, so I'm like, okay, let's see what this can do. It's a sexier pedal. This one has a tuner out, so you can have your tuner on all the time without cutting the signal when you engage the tuner. But it sounded exactly the same. The AB function, not usable. The AB, yes, it works. You can switch back and forth. It's passable, but there's a little signal loss. Tone's a little off. So I'm like, okay, you know, that makes me pretty sure that passive ABY pedals are not exactly good for using two instruments to one output. Now, doing it the other way, one instrument to amps, I don't know. I've never tried it. I've never seen someone do a really in-depth video, like someone that really is anal about this stuff, so maybe in that case it works. But the thing is, with these types of ABY pedals, a lot of the marketing, they say it works both ways, or people online, you know, if you ask someone, I've even called a music store that's, you know, specializes in, you know, all types of shit with synths and pro audio, and even that guy told me, oh, you need a passive ABY pedal. And obviously they don't care enough to like think about if it's gonna be good enough for everybody. And personally, it confuses me, it baffles me that they don't like look into this. You know, they should have a built-in buffer system. So if you're using the AB switching, the little signal loss, you can probably use like a buffer pedal after. So I was thinking, hey, wouldn't it be nice if I just had like a tiny mixer? But then I was thinking, oh, I don't want, you know, EQ controls, pan pots, whatever. Like, I don't need that. I just need a mono, straight up signal mixer. And I found this. It's an ammoon ultra low noise 4-channel line mixer. And problem solved. It's just a mixer. So you plug in your guitar and you set your level, and about 12 o'clock is nominal. Nominal? Yeah, I think I said that. And that's it. You just have, you know, your guitar input, your bass, and then you output it to my chain. And that was it. So now I just control the volumes with the guitar knob and the bass volume knob. Problem solved. Yeah. One of the advantages of having a mini mixer over an ABY pedal is that there's 4 inputs on here. So right now I have a guitar and a bass, but in the future I can have another guitar, or even, you know, a vocal, like a mic. And by the way, with mics, you want a signal transformer, so you can go from a balanced to an unbalanced cable. It looks like this. I'll just keep that in mind. A lot of people just plug in female XLR that goes to a TS. That's not the real way to do it. Using the transformer, kind of like a reverse DI box, I suppose. That's going to give you the right type of signal to plug into an unbalanced signal like this. Hey, so I just remembered, before I even tried the ABY pedals, I actually bought a Y cable. A Y cable. No AB, just Y. So 2 TS inputs into 1 TS out, and it sounded like basically what the ABY pedals sound in Y mode. It was completely unusable, and that's why I went on to getting the ABY pedal. You know, maybe I thought the power is gonna boost the signals, but then I realized it's passive. So yeah. It's a big no-no. So at the end of the day, what I'm walking away from this is be careful of these ABY boxes, these passive boxes. I don't know if I mentioned it, but they are passive, so they don't need power, but they have the option, and that's just for LEDs. Maybe you'll run into an active ABY pedal, and maybe that's totally fine and it works. Once again, I didn't try it the other way around, so going from one instrument to 2 amps. I don't know how that would go over. Maybe it's perfect for doing that thing, but the other way around, I would just say if you need to switch from A channel to B, okay, it's passive. But you might need a buffer pedal. If you're trying to do a Y signal, you're trying to combine it like what I was trying to do, completely not usable. Don't even look into it. So yeah, that's what I want to share with you guys today. I got this cool lighting thing, so yeah, maybe I'll make more. And can't wait to play with it. Alright, see you guys later.